What's good, folks? Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Your boy just hit take profit. Your boy just hit take profit. Your boy just hit take profit, baby. Look at the balance. We're almost back at even. That's huge. Oh, that's huge. Bet. I'll show you guys that trade real quick. This was a very long-term trade, guys. I caught this at the bottom all the way back up to here. Like a 4-1. Massive. Massive. Absolutely massive trade. Another beautiful thing going on here. We're at the markets earlier today. I could have taken this awesome trade right here. We can get rid of all this stuff right here. I'll keep this. And boom. This could go. And this could also go. We had a 15-minute zone here because we had an indecisive candlestick, a drop, base, period of consolidation, then a huge explosive candlestick on the open today. Then when market retouches this zone, you enter like this, stop loss below, take profit. Technically should be here, but because we're operating on a lower time frame, like this is a very reasonable trade. As we're operating on a lower time frame, you could always look up, you could always scale higher. You could always scale higher, so what you could do is go to the 4-hour and look for a supply zone, which would be pretty much just equal highs. So where this green line is, you'd want to aim for. You could have gotten a 2.5 to 1 because of that, 3 to 1. Very nice trade opportunity. If the market comes back down to here, that's another great trade opportunity. Let's see if I go. For some reason when I'm streaming on YouTube, I can't pull up the chat. Let's see if I can get you guys up real quick. Alright, maybe it's still something I gotta learn with YouTube. I don't really even know where if it's streaming or not, but I'm pretty sure it is. That's beautiful, guys. That is absolutely stunning. Massive. Let's see what else we got. Video. Alright, let's check out the grid. See what sort of signals we got going on here. Check the futures grid real quick. Alright, we got an intraday silver trade. Let me check that out. That would be dope. I would love to take that, honestly. A little XAG. Or maybe not. See if I can find it on my list. Data window. Nah. Here we go. XAG, XAG. right, we got, let's see what they're saying on the grid. They're telling me entry at 32,965. I'm assuming that they're talking about this one because this is a nice looking zone, guys. This is a drop. You see the high volume candlesticks right here. That's institutional selling. Then we have a period of consolidation, which is then the origin of the misbalance for more institutional selling, meaning they like to sell at this area. Also, proof is that they sold at this area before. They're saying 32,965. It's a little high though. What the heck? Sometimes I'll be real. Sometimes I don't really understand exactly. Oh, because it's an intraday. What time frame are they operating on? A 6 hour. No, 4 hour time frame. So that's a good daily zone. But then they want us to go down to the 4. Let's see if it's still valid. I hope it's valid analysis. Analysis. All right, the 4 hours is essentially the same. I'll be a stack. 32.96 is up here. Oh, I wonder if they went from this one. It's been run though. 965. That's almost. And then they have a 33.4, I believe it was. They basically have this as the trade, guys. Which is actually, it's pretty saucy, I won't lie. 33.45, 32.965. This is not financial advice. 32.9, yeah. 4.6. Intraday. So that means that you would trade this. I also like that this will be a liquidity sweep of this high right here, guys. This high gets swept. All the stop losses get run, and then they can make a bigger move to the downside for the silver. And I would trade this right now based on current price, guys. Because we are taking this on more of an intraday, shorter time frame, you want to look on the shorter time frames for your take profit, and you want it to be using the same analysis that you did to find your entry. So I would personally mark out this zone because of the bullish candle in relatively base, small candles, indecision in the market. All right. And then we got a big bullish balloon. And we're just going to send that right down to the top of this zone. I really like this trade. That is a very nice trade. This is like a 3-to-1 Gorgini. I'm going to take that right now. I like that a lot. Silver trade. And because it's on the grid, guys, I know that the fundamentals are on side. The fundamentals are working in favor of the trade. So we have the fundamentals on side. Institutions are selling. Retailers are buying. It is overvalued relative to other assets such as U.S. bonds, interest rates, and potentially even the U.S. dollar, depending on what other factors that they're looking at. And their forecasting model is also showing a bearish trend occurring around this area, which is beautiful. So we have multiple confluences combined with technical analysis to make a splendid trade. Absolutely lovely jubbly. I really like this trade. I really, really do. It's a more of a quick trade. It'll only be held for a couple days once it's hit. Perfect. Quick profit. I have a wet clap right now. That's what every girl wants to say. They got that wet clap. You feel me? All right. Silva. Commoditores. Forex, metal. The only thing, I can't type in the letter X because my computer's a goof. So this is what you call technical typology. You go copy, and then you paste a rune. Boom. See how this looks on the too short a time frame, the 4 hour. Yeah. So this is gonna be our take profit right here at 31,134. Let's see how accurate and corresponding it is to this. 31. Bang on. It's bang on. I love that. I love to see that because then I can, with confidence, place trades without doing way too much analysis. But just to triple, quadruple check a rune, we go to the daily time frame. we scan left and up. We have this zone right here, but I actually don't understand completely why we don't respect this zone, right? Because we're looking at 32. I don't understand completely right now why we don't use this zone, but the big boss is upstairs saying, hey, baby, use right here. So that's what I'm going to do. 32. And they're entering really high in the zone, which is also strange. So I'll be real, sometimes I don't understand exactly what they're up to. But that's why I just got to be more in tuned and gain more experience with this trading style. Because we will figure this out. All right, 32, 965, and a 33.45 exit. That's fine. That's perfect. So we do what's called a sell limit order, meaning that we only actually sell the asset once price reaches above a certain point for a sell. And for buying, it's a buy limit orders when you buy when price dips below a certain level. And if it's a stop, it's the exact opposite. So for example, for a stop sell, it'd be when its price reaches below. For a stop buy, price reaches above. Just a little bit of information on the orders. If you guys did not know about that stuff. So we're going 30, 33. I believe it was 495, 45. 33.45. Beautiful. And a take profit at, I think it was 31.135. Yeah, it looks right. 31. Beautiful. Triple check with my trading view. Yep, that looks good. 33.5. And entry at 32. I'm going to enter a little bit earlier than them. I'm not going to lie. Because I'm not exactly sure why they want to enter so deep into the zone. I'm sure there's a reason. I'm sure there's a valid reason. But if I don't understand it, I'm going to enter at 32.88. 32.88. And that's going to give me about a 2 to 9 risk reward. Beautiful trade. 33.4. Put 5.5. And 32. Go 32.883. So that all the numbers add up to 8. The number of money. Oh, they don't add up to 8 in this case. Whatever. Alright, alright, whatever. Mine a trade on the silver? Oh, this is not silver. This is not. It says it's silver, but it's not silver. Do I have I might have a long-term silver trade set up right now. That might be what's going on. Alright, and we'll take this for, 1%. 1% of the balance. Yeah, I'll get out of this trade. Because we don't have this on the long. Oh, we do have it on the long. Let's see. 27.7 and 26.95. Is that what this is? If that's what that is, I'm going to keep it. I have right here 28.1 and 27.2. Okay, it's way different. 27.77. 27.77 would be. Because this is a zone on a zone, guys, if you don't know what that is. This is a zone on a zone right here, and they're going to put 26, I'm assuming, what was it, 26, 593, yep. So they're just going below the low for this, guys. This is a longer term position, this one. We have a zone on a zone, because we have a zone right here, guys. Look at the cursor, look at the cursor. Zone right here, bullish engulfing candlestick. We have a base right here. So they have a zone right here, but because there's also a zone right here and a zone right here, they said, let's go, a bit conservative. Let's get the stop loss very low, and let's get the limit relatively high. I might actually lower it a bit, 27.77, yeah. And I think it's very intelligent because with this strategy, we are taking trades before we see price turn around. Therefore, it is an intelligent maneuver to price in a bit further into zones. I do like this. I like this a lot. It's very good. And it's common for it to be like a liquidity sweep down, move upwards. And then I like my take profit placement. It's right at the top. But if I'll lower it a tiny bit. And that's beautiful. Alrighty. I'll take a few more of... I can't trade Palladium, sadly. But we move. I'm going to take the NAS. Ooh, we got some NAS. Let me check these NAS trades. I love me some NAS. I love some US indices, man. I'm going to do more options trading, more quick trading in the future. Just so that you guys can make some quick profit if you want to join me on those trades. Alright, and boom, boom, boom. NASDAQaroons. Alright, Nazi. So we still have this beautiful short potential up here if price gets to this. And we also have a beautiful long setup right here. Untouched, untouched. Beautiful virgin zone. I actually love both of these zones. NASDAQ's looking real pretty for potential setups, so prices in no man's land, meaning it's not at a place where any institutional buying or selling is truly occurring at any high volume. So we have patience. This is what patience is for, right? We have a long at $21,020. I would assume that's that bottom zone. 21,000. Is this a short time frame one? 6 times 840? What the heck is that? What? Alright, guys, this bottom one is definitely what I was just showing you guys. With that bottom zone. Let me see what this one's all about. 2120 and 2611. They're on a lower time frame. It's not even a 6 hour. They're on higher than a 6 hour. It's probably right here, 2120. No, it's not even. This one's a bit strange, I won't lie. I'll add a custom time frame right here. See what's up. If I can. Add custom interval. $14 hour. Ah, right here. 21. Oh, right here. No, wait, what? I don't understand this trade. I'll be honest. 2120. What? Did they enter these numbers on the futures? I know it says futures, but do they enter these numbers from the futures data? Because this zone is run. This is a run through zone. So that's not valid. This isn't valid. I don't know what they're talking. This is why sometimes I get concerned over this. Like, how could it be so not making sense? 20.6. Even the stop loss is like, bro. I'll update you guys if that makes any sense to me at some point, but I'm fairly certain this one should make sense. 20,288, 1992. 20,000, yeah, 288, 19. Yeah, it's pretty much perfect. I'm gonna set this trade as well on the NAS. Yeah, right here. 22. Yeah, I could pop this right here at 2133. See what they got. They have 2288. 20. Yeah. Doing our ball limit order, cause that's what we place. $22.88. Stop loss. Okay. 1988. 1988. 9. And then for this one, this is a very long-term trade. I won't lie. This is a very long-term trade right here. I'll trade this back up. I'll create equal highs. I'll do something like 21,826. Boom. That's a nice 4-to-1 trade, roughly. Take that for a 1% position. I like that. I like it. Alright, and then lastly, let's go over some S&P. And maybe I'll check some crude oil. And then I'll do a little bit of back testing for the cams. For the camerams. S&P, P, S&P, P, S&P, P, we S&P, S&P, Gotta get a hype for the S&P. Gold, XH. How do I have gold twice? What the heck? Alright, S&P and B. More like the US 500. Let's go bluey. Alrighty. Let us do some analysis. Remove 48 drawings. Yes. Alright, guys. We have a beautiful zone right here. Absolutely, massively powerful. No supply zone. Gorgeous. Undeterred. 6 times 8. So they're on the 8 hour. They operate on some interesting time frames. We are in a bit of a sell zone right here. And we have a double. Nice little buy right here. And now let's go to the grid and see what they got to say on the 48, which is the 8 hour time frame. Entry at 5,867 and a half. 5,000. Amen. Hey. I like it. And where's the take? I mean, where's the stop on 57.89? 57.89. 57.89. I'm going once. I'm going twice. Sold to the man in the blue hat. All right. Right here. So they're essentially saying, yeah. Yeah. What was the entry again? 5-8 what? 5-8. 5-8-6-7. Now we do it the 5-8-6-7. 5-8-6-7. I like this. And then we trade this back up to here. Ooh. For a nice little triple two. Little triple two for the boys. Alright? And the girls. The girls, and the guys. Alright, let's take this trade. I like this one. S&P. Just you and me. We're gonna S&P. 100 times. Oh, we do have oil. Better runes. That's Fuegs. Alright, hold on. Get those numbers. Let's get those numbers, Saudi. We got that little smexy 5-8-6-7. 5-8-6-7-5. Be a limit. Five, 8, 6, 7. It should be right here. Pretty much. And stop loss. They said 5, 7, 8, 9. And then take profit always at the next zone of supply. I'm going to put roughly right here at 669, 66.9. Just check that, validate that. 60. I have it a little bit lower on this one. Check that on the daily time frame. Because higher time frames are always more important than lower time frames. Okay, fair. 60-40. Let's do that. Right, because, yeah, 60-40. 60. We'll do 60-41. Alright, so this one's a light 2 point something risk reward. A little over 2 risk reward. And we'll do this for about 1% as well. Alright. I like it. I like it, folks. And they had another trade at 5803 and 56982. 5803 56. This was on the daily time frame of analysis. So that's this. Five eight oh three. So I believe that this is a grid, rather a zone on zone situation, which is the reason for this. 5803. So they want to enter at the bottom of this so that they can get filled, but also set their stop for the potential that it actually uses this bottom zone as the area where it turns around truly, which is an intelligent decision. So essentially their trade would look something along the lines of this. Still gets a 2-1 though. That's actually quite nice. I won't lie, that is quite nice. I will also take this trade. A trade's also good insurance if the first one doesn't work. So the second one will almost certainly hit. Unless the market really all the way down. Alright, one more buy limit. Buy limit order. Oh, hey, hey, oh. Alright, hold on. 5803. Stop loss at 5698. Take profit literally at the same exact 6041. Imagine if I had an 8,000% return on a trade. That'd be whew. Oh, this is still a beautiful risk reward. I love it. Just so lower that lot size a little bit. Just roughly 1%. And let me check out this crude oil trade. I haven't traded oil in years. Wouldn't mind dipping my toe in that. Drill, baby, drill. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, folks? You know how about that drill, baby, drill? Trump is drilling it up. I like the idea of a long, fundamentally. And I haven't even seen the fundamentals, and I like it. I don't even see the fundamentals. US third, NASDAQ. Let me open another. What is this? What did I just click on? Get this trash out of here. Maybe I'll add the crude to here. Odd, XAG, JPY, Euro odd. I'm in this position. Let me see what's up with the. Yeah. Oh, I took a beautiful position here. Love this. Now I just need price to tank, and that would be such a sweet 3-1. Love it. Yeah, I'm not trading USD JPY. Oh, hold on. Wait. I'm about to trade USD JPY. I'm about to trade. I'm about to take a USD JPY trade. I'll just open up another chart here. Let's go. Open layout. Wow, the OG system. This brings me back. There might be some funky stuff on these charts. Just one chart. Hey, that's actually I'm cool with this. I'm cool with this. Let's go. Boom. And it's crude. Right, I can't type in C. So I don't really trade oil. I think this is my watch list. This might be crude oil. I don't know if US oil is crude oil. What's the difference? Oil. Oh, so crude is Brent. Crude is UK. Okay. Oh, we're in a great long position right here. Hold on. Oh, they're not taking this one though. Where do they have me entering, bro? Why? 70, 75. Dude, if the fundamentals must not be on side because this is perfectly technical for back up to the top. But I'm going to trust that the fundamentals are not on the side, and we're going to check this out on the weekly team frame right here. I would love a... This is not what they asked for either, though. Where do they get these numbers from? 70-75? Where? Where is this 70-75? This is not the entry, dog. I promise you, this is not the entry. Oh, hold on. Okay, I don't hate it as much as I did. Do they have a video associated? I need to see what sort of voodoo's going on in this. Because if these are all futures prices, you know what I'm saying?
Here, right? 2-1. That's more or less also where I would then remove it from the grid. If you want to secure a few profits, or if you talk about trade management, you see we have a hammer candle here. So you could move your stop loss below that hammer candle already, or we could also go lower in time frames, maybe 60 minutes. And then see if we have another from the grid. If you want to just talked about platinum yesterday already, so it might be a rather short session, but before we do that, let's quickly look at the running levels, right? It's the long from the drop base rally with the pivot covered. This is still running nicely,
so,
right?
Okay, so that's what it is, guys. This was a previous trade. They were talking about...
That
hold on.
Is, for me...
$29.8. Close enough. Okay. 21.02. 21. Oh, bless the souls of everybody. This is okay. So this is a trade that they're already in. This just shows how great this system is, guys. Literally, this was their trade. Enter right here. They actually entered technically right a little bit higher, so right here, and then their stop loss was at 20.0611. Which I'm assuming is just below this level. If we do a larger little thing, yeah. Wow, they just did not get stopped out, but just barely. That's a beautiful take profit. That's like a 2-to-1 trade. Real simple, real nice. That makes me feel better. That makes me feel more trusting in what's going on here. Now that I'm seeing that was a previously taken trade. All right.
When you could trail, so you could move your stop loss below the pivot, right? Where
Yeah,
you say,
beautiful take profit. Exact same thing I was looking at.
Again, talking lower time frame for trend and fractals, where low, high, low, higher low, higher high. Sorry, low, high, low, and now we're expecting another high here as well. Sorry, there you go. Low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Now we're expecting a new higher high within that move here, right? Within that move, which would then also be the gap fill. And then essentially the move you were trying to take is quote unquote done. And if we're breaking this pivot here, then this move is kind of over anyways, and we might go back to the entry. So therefore, you could, in theory, trade below that pivot, because if that pivot breaks.
Ah, okay. Wait, hold on. All right, I've cracked the case. I've cracked the case. Okay, hold on. Okay, so the numbers that they're giving are based on the futures, which is why it's important to watch their videos in conjunction, with the actual grid itself, because their numbers for this is from the futures. Because that's what actually drives price. So when they say 611, he just means put this below stop. Right. Put this below the zone. That makes way more sense.
Breaks, then you would say, hey, actually that move, as anticipated, is not reaching my final target. But in this case, right, in this case, it looks like the gap fill will be reached, and it's going to be profit within just a few days, right? But yeah, if you, like I said, if you would want to secure a few profits and then go back to the...
See, guys, because this red is the stop loss. So this is the stop loss. They're following their rules exactly, but they're giving, which is kind of silly, but they're giving the entries from the futures numbers and not the numbers that you trade on. But I perfectly understand this now.
0, don't go back to 0. You can move your stop loss in theory below that hammer candle, which would secure 0.8.
All right, I need to readjust some of my trades then. Because I was just straight up putting in their numbers, having like blind faith in them. But now I realize that, they were using the futures numbers. Which means... I mean, this stop loss is good. Maybe like the tiniest bit lower. There you go. And this entry probably ought to be a little bit higher as well, to be honest. So now it's a 3-1. Still a great trade. All right. I placed a... I should see all the trades I have placed. Watch this chart. Okay, okay. I believe I took a US 500. Looks like I got 2 trades with the same take, 2 different limits. Yeah, this one's good. This one's good. This one's not right though. I'm almost certain that this one is meant to be right here. And that this is meant to be a little bit below. Like that. These are all good though. Now it's good. The take profit's still correct. But I just had to adjust it for the actual technical side. This is a very, I'll be honest, this is a very low, well, this entry corresponds to this. Right? Wait, hold on. What? Whoa. How do I have two limit orders? Alright, we're gonna wait till he gets to the S&P. Let me check this out.
.8 Rs, just in case, but yeah, this looks like the gap fill will be reached. Okay. In terms of the other levels for Palladium, Platinum, we have a Palladium level which is pretty low. Platinum, we don't have any level in it, but that's a level, and I teased that yesterday, which I might add just relatively short term, and I'll give a bit more context again in a few seconds. Crude oil might be approaching. That's actually a level I'm personally also interested in. So if we look at crude oil quickly, just for the level, right? It depends on 2 things: seasonality and valuation. Because we know COT is kind of okayish, although retailers are getting more bullish now. It's not the best, but they're not in extreme yet in terms of seasonality.
Right.
Yeah, on the 5-year, the bottom is
pretty good.
Next week. On the 10-year, it takes a little bit longer. But maybe as of the 5th, I would say, I guess. Or we could take it to the upside again. And in terms of valuation seems to be, I mean, gold is close.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
The dollar a bit lower. We need the dollar a bit lower, but if both of them are undervalued, then definitely, I mean, I would still, me personally, I would also engage in that level if seasonality is still a few days off, right? I mean, it will take anyways 2 to 3 more days until valuation is down, and then we're also close to the seasonal bottom. So let's see how that's gonna go. That's crude oil. So Nasdaq gap fill, crude oil, yeah, a few more days for the valuation and seasonality. And now let's do Palladium and Platinum. Let me start with Platinum because we talked about Platinum yesterday already, right? Where Nelson was so kind to share his.
I'm gonna check that crude trade. So guys, Lars was essentially talking about how to increase my time frame. Yeah, he was talking about entering, I'm fairly certain, on this. But that doesn't even look, because this was from today. It doesn't even really look like the chart that I'm looking at. Oh, he's on crude, that's why. This is US. Yeah, that was very similar charts actually. Something like that.
his thoughts on Platinum, and I really, really appreciate that. Right, and we talked about the retailers, which are not really retailers. We talked about how I approach it, which is essentially valuation. If you're in extreme, looking for the next level. And why is that? Because right, we're not talking about trend here. We're not. Palladium and Platinum have essentially been somewhat range bound since for over 9 years, right? So we're not talking about any real trend here. This is a sideways trend for ages, which has been there for ages, right? And since we're just playing ranges, kind of, then I think for me personally, and I mean, if you backtest it, you will come to the same conclusion that if you're talking about ranges and commodities, you just look at valuation. If valuation for gold and the dollar is in extreme, you look for the next level, you take that to the upside or to the downside, and that's pretty much all the strategy there is for Palladium and Platinum, in my case. At least, of course, seasonality should be supporting, but they tend to be in line. Apologies, they tend to be in line. Okay, but let's go top to bottom again. So right, overall, if we look at the monthly, right, I mean, we had these lower lows. Until 2016, summer of 2016, and since then, essentially, we've been going sideways. I mean, the start of this range has been, I would say, beginning of 2016, right, where we made the low and the high in the summer, and since then, I mean, we've been pretty much range bound, right? We had a few breakouts here and there. We had a breakout here during COVID, then we had a little bit of a breakout to the upside well, essentially there was a COVID recovery, right? There was a COVID recovery, but and you see, I mean, it's recovered pretty quickly from that low to that high, and then also from that high went pretty quickly back into that range, right? So it's if you're talking from supply and demand and finding nice levels, it's not a nice chart, right? If you look at the monthly movements, it's like back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and definitely a sideways trend. Similar on the weekly, right? Similar on the weekly, where this is a clear. If we zoom out a little bit, it's a clear sideways movement. Where, and let me clean the chart up a little bit. Right, you can find somewhat of a level, and this right. I mean, you do have a drop-based ready level here. We're kind of reacting from this now. But if we're talking about ranges, right, this shouldn't. And I mean, everything can happen, right? But this shouldn't go kind of very, very far. Although on the daily, and I'm gonna highlight that quickly as well. On the daily, at least, it looks like we are creating a little bit of a new trend. But you do have, I mean, opposing supply, which is, I mean, the rally-based drop is a reaction from this drop-based drop, right? So we're deep in that level here. There you go. We still have this open gap down here, which is kind of the bottom of this range, right? So that it's never say never. Of course, we can break out now to the upside, but if we look at the asset historically, right, it seems like somewhere in here we might have a turning point again, going to the downside. But if we look at the daily, and up here we had it at the level, right? So far, I mean, we had the rally from down here, right? That was also kind of the end of the year. Low, higher low. Hard, right? Except for, well, that's the exception, kind of, and that's what we're waiting for. That's an imbalance gap, not a rollover gap. But if you look at the gaps, you really don't see that many, right? I mean, here we had the gap and it was filled only, well, September, and then it was filled in December, so only 3 months later. But they tend to get filled. Not tend to, they do get filled. This one's also filled, okay. But especially the rollover gaps tend to get filled, right? And therefore, engaging before these rollover gaps is something where it's hard to build rules around it, right? If you're in a strong uptrend, right? Let's say gold, for example, and there's a gap a little bit lower, and then you're undervalued, and the uptrend is still there, and you're in a seasonal sweet spot, then why not, right? Then you could say, hey, the gap's not going to get filled within this move, but here we're in a sideways environment, and now seasonality is relatively neutral, right? The seasonal sweet spot is coming in a few weeks. So I would rather wait for these gaps to be filled, A, or B, if we're in a seasonal sweet spot, we create somewhat of a trend, at least on the daily, then it might. Now on the weekly, right, also relatively range bound here, sideways trend. So, right? Let's say the rally started here, so we're coming, obviously we're still undervalued, but that's not a strong rally.
I need to take a previous video for the S&P 500 information.
Running nicely, right?
All
Trade ideas we have from the community, right? And guys, I really appreciate that. If you come up with your own setups and we can have a look at that.
I just want to see some S&P.
True. Yeah, we're relatively low in terms of valuation. Yeah, but yeah. Probably now with a 1 day delay, we're somewhere around the mean, but definitely I would say target, I would profit taking. Let me go back here. Profit taking here at the gap fill, which is pretty much a 2-to-1. Cool. Let me remove that again. So we're briefly gonna do gold and silver, and then we're gonna do platinum and hard red wheat. Now, let's start with gold. And gold, I think we have nothing on the grid. Gold, we have nothing on the grid. Silver, we just have a long on the grid. Now, gold, right? We all know we're in a very strong uptrend.
Yeah.
On the monthly, we're closing in on all-time highs. On the weekly, we are now in this rally-based drop, which we're penetrating deeply, and potentially we're gonna break this. Right? Fund managers still bullish. Retailers also getting bullish.
That's a good sign.
Let me make it a little bit bigger here.
Fund managers being bullish is more important than the retailers bullish, but you want to see them generally go opposites.
Also getting bullish and potentially are soon at the level here.
It's moving strong.
Where we might be able to set it up for a short, not yet, right? And the problem is we're not gonna have a level then once we break through that, but potentially we're gonna have a daily
Actually, got filled on this dog.
If that happens, I will update the grid as well for potential short, right? Users and producers very low, obviously because the fund managers still getting more bullish. Retailers are getting bullish, and maybe with an update with a COT update on Friday, they might be already ready fundamentally for a short. I mean, seasonality rather neutral, I would say, until
a little bullish even
end of February, right? And in terms of daily, and let me highlight that quickly here.
Fair.
In terms of daily, we are already overvalued against the dollar.
That's good.
Against silver, let me change that quickly as well.
Yeah.
Also overvalued, or close to overvalued, although we're taking a little bit of a dip now. Well, we have this somewhat rally-based drop here. Somewhat. Where we're in now. But I mean, we're also, right, it's against the higher time frame uptrend. I think it would be a little bit too much. To potentially short this now from this rally-based drop. But and therefore I would say I wouldn't touch gold at the moment. Also here, this drop-based rally, it doesn't look right. This whole move here is more like a stair-stepping move. So for me, the first demand level, which is interesting, would be the drop-based rally and like this level on top of level scenario here. Anything before, I think, is a bit too. It's not a level which I consider really a level. Not even for the grid in this case, because right, this whole, like I said, this whole move looks more like a stair-stepping move. Also fundamentals now starting to turn rather bearish, and if we're overvalued here as well, and if we get the drop, it will take some time to get to undervaluation, which would rather be somewhere here or here, very most likely. So yeah, that's why on gold, I'm gonna, there's no real update. If we make somewhat of a reversal, right, we can do that any day. I can add something to the grid. And for silver, also here at seasonality, rather sideways, and let's do it also top down, right? Also here potentially, right? We're not really in an uptrend yet. We came from this huge drop, went sideways. On the weekly, right, we are in uptrend, but here on the monthly at least, we have the low, we have the high, we have the first higher low, we have a higher high, and now somewhere in here we might make the next, the 26 area looks pretty nice. We might make the next higher low for potentially next higher high, right, on the higher time frame, right? Also here on silver, if we look at the weekly, right, on the weekly we do have these higher lows already, but also now it looks like silver is losing some steam. Here also fund managers relatively bullish, and the retails are still bearish, right? So gold and silver don't have similar. The fundamentals, although they should still move in a similar way. But arguably, you could say silver might be a bit stronger, reacting from this somewhat of a drop-based rally level, not super high quality, right? We still have the level up here for potential short. None of the levels are super nice, right? If we just talk supply and demand, this one would be no-brainer for me.
So Lars likes this level right here. This one is done. This is not a level. Yep, and he has that one too. Makes sense to me. There's one short level. We have the exact same short level. Okay, so my silver analysis is good, but I don't know if I actually have the right. Let's go down to the daily, because I can't be following the numbers. I have to be following the, yeah. So this is actually here, because he's giving futures numbers, and I was following the numbers as if I was trading on the futures, which I'm not. So when he gives the numbers, this is really what he's talking about. Brand. I'm gonna enter right here at 32,606. Like right here. And stop loss just right here. Take profit. Right here. Maybe like this area. There's not an exact. Obviously, there's this zone right here. I like this because this is going to correspond pretty nicely with this weekly level. It also corresponds with the daily level decently. Nice 4-to-1. And I know this one is going to need some work, because this is not what the trade is meant to be. Because that's this level right here. So I'm just going to set this one up as it would make sense. It'd be like this. This. Oh wait, this was the short. Hold on. Wait, bro. I don't know why that got so weird. I was probably clicking different buttons thinking that there was something else. I was playing with the long thinking it was the short or whatever. Here we go. Alright, boom. That's one trade. And the short.
The question is if we ever gonna come down here. That's a 15, almost 20% drop. Well, it's like five, almost 60, yeah, $5 drop. Yeah, and also nothing to update here in this case, right? In terms of valuation on the daily, right? Here we're rather around the mean against the dollar. And if I move that to gold, we should be closer to undervaluation. Exactly, we're coming actually from undervaluation. Now we have a short here, right? The lower time frame short, still very far away. We have quite a lot of gaps. We have the gap down here, right? We have a gap down here. I mean, this level, the drop-based rally level, is already interesting, right? Because it was, well, it caused the entire move to the upside here. However, we have the gap all the way down here. That's why the next level I have in the grid is the drop-based rally, right? It's essentially the drop-based rally, rally-based rally, and then here the drop-based rally. I have that level down here in the grid because that would also be the gap fill. And other than that, if we just look, okay, here's a next. Next daily. Here's the next daily level. Here's the next daily level. We're somewhere in equilibrium, right? So also here I would say nothing to do or nothing to update until we have the valuations in an extreme. Okay, so gold and silver, I leave it untouched. If there's anything interesting I see, I will update it any time, any day, right? But let's move on to the
Okay, so I pretty much just took that trade in 26.5. 26.5. Yeah, pretty much. My stop loss didn't update, bro. The fuck? I don't know why this didn't save my last trade. What the heck?
Suggestions / trade ideas. Let's start with Andrew. Andrew was the first. Hi Lars, I'm back with another trade idea. Hi Andrew, highly appreciate it. This time long on hard red wheat. The broker doesn't offer.
So basically, the trade is this. It's like that. I like it because it's on the level on level. And then I'm going to take this short. I don't even care. I mean, I would like for seasonality and all that stuff to be on side. And if it's really offside, I'll cancel the trade before it hits. But I'm going to take this trade. One day, right here. Sell limit. Take my entry rate. 32,286. 2 and stop loss up at 33.38, 33.3, something like that. All right, and take nicely poised at 31,014. 31,014. Let's go. Let's do it right here. 30.9. 30.9. That's too little. $30.59. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna trade this down to here. This is where an actual zone is. 2899. Alright. Now we got our silver trade actually set up. Man, I don't know why that was stress. That was stressful, bro. Got me stressing. USD JPY, they're talking about tomorrow. I might just call it there today. I'm tired, bro. That was long and stressful. I do want to take a look at the USD JPY because I know it is in a nice position right now for a long. I don't know what the fundamentals look like, but technicals saying that right now is prime time buying. Yeah, this is gorgeous on the technicals. See if the lower time frames show signs of it reversing. Depends on how it interacts with this level here. I'm actually gonna, it's a little bit of a double bottom one. You can call this a liquidity sweep, but it's not really a liquidity sweep, it's just one. But it is showing bullish momentum already. But it has yet to confirm the trend. And on that note, guys, I'm going to call it the stream there. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. Peace.